Okay, so before the video starts, I just want to say, if you guys have a treehouse, don't do this. It's not a smart idea. And for you ladies out there that really want to just do the Devil's Tango, don't do it in your treehouse. It's just not cool. Anyways, guys, today's story is a little insane. It does get a little wild, so make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I mention that I have a Discord server for you to join that you guys can come in, hang out in, and basically tell your guys' crazy stories? Yeah, so make sure you guys do click the link in the description down below and click on the Discord link and join in the Discord. Seriously means a lot when you guys do. And also, I get to talk to you guys and you guys get to talk to me, and it's just awesome fun stuff. Like, who doesn't want to talk to me? Okay, maybe the girls I've done the Devil's Tango don't, but still, you guys know what I mean. Anyways, guys, going on, let's just get straight into this crazy insane story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another crazy story. So this story takes place, funny enough, this was actually my grade 11 year. My grade 11 year, and I loved it. My grade 11 year was the year where I literally was like the ultimate F-boy. Like, no matter what girl came towards me, I knew that it was gonna go down in the pants. Sorry, that sounds really severe. YouTube, don't demonetize me. But going on with the story, I remember basically my grade 11 year, there was one girl that was really interested in me. And I remember I met her off Tinder, and me and her, we started talking and stuff, and she was just some hot chick I knew. Me and her, we never really got close because she lived in the other side of town. But, you know, over time, me and her, we were really considering seeing each other. And me, since I had a nice blue sports car, I knew that it was one of the perfect moments to. So I remember I was at home one day and I was playing Call of Duty with the boys, and I was telling the boys, yo, man, like, I really want to hang out with this chick. She's super hot, but like her parents are always home and my parents are always home, and like there's no way to actually get it done. My buddy ended up telling me, bro, just go do it in the woods like every couple does, bro. Like, bend her over a log and just get it done. Yeah, I don't know about that is what I told him, but honestly, over time, you know, as I was talking to the boys, they're all just saying, just go out, see what happens. Like, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys find it kind of crazy that doing, like, you know, the Devil's Tango in public is insane, and don't get me wrong, it is, and no one should be doing it, but it's a very common thing that teenagers do. So me knowing this, I just messaged her straight up. I'm like, you know what, you just want to just chill in my car, you know, go for a drive or something. She ended up messaging me back saying, oh my god, like, I would love that, like, let's go in your car, let's do it, I'm so down. So I remember the next day I ended up getting all the things I needed, even a rubber, and I ended up getting in my car and driving over to her side of town. When I got to her side of town, like, she lived in like a really foresty area, so in my head I was thinking, oh, I mean, if I have to do it in the woods, I'll just do it in the woods. And then over time, I remember when I first got to her place and I parked my car, I looked at my gas and I saw that I didn't have a lot of gas left. And me being a high school student and, you know, not having a lot of money coming into my pocket because, well, I didn't have a YouTube channel nor an actual proper job, I was kind of like, maybe I don't want to drive because I just have enough gas to get home, is what I thought in my head. So I remember I ended up getting out of the car and she came out of her house and she's like, hey, like, how are you doing? And she was like wearing like a super tight outfit, like a super tight outfit. Like, she could make that a super suit. Like, Elastigirl can't even rock that thing, dude. So I remember she ended up looking at me and she's like, so like, let's get in your car. And like me, I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, actually, I was thinking about going for a walk, to be honest. Like, I need some exercise and I just had a long drive. It was a 15-minute drive. I had a long drive. Like, you know, like, you want to just like go for a walk? She looked at me kind of like weird and she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, I don't mind. And me and her, we start going for a walk. As me and her were walking, she kept like grabbing onto me. She kept trying to cuddle me while we were walking. I don't even know how that works, but she tried to basically latch onto me like a wolf. And me, I kind of just like, you know, kept my distance, but at the same time, let her do it because, you know, I knew where this was going. I think we all knew where this was going. But anyways, going on with the story, she was just really just wanting me and she wanted it bad. So I remember as like a thing, I was like, you know what? Like, do you want to just go into the woods and like just do it? And she looked at me. She's like, oh, you want to do the Devil's Tango? And I'm like, yeah, like we can just go do it in the woods. She looks at me. She's like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, these are public woods that anyone can walk into, but I have an idea. As she like grabs my wrist and drags me back to her house. And as we were going to my house, I'm like, aren't your parents home? She's like, oh yeah, but we're not gonna go in the house. I'm like, where are we gonna go? She's like, just follow me, just follow me. As I was walking with her, I remember we ended up going to her backyard and I straight up told her, listen, I'm not gonna do it in your backyard. Your brother's window is literally right there, because her brother's window pointed out to the backyard because she had a little brother. And then she ends up telling me, oh, like, no, like, my little brother's not home right now. Like, he's out with like skateboarding with his friends. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just come on, I have an idea. As we go further back into the backyard, I legit see this giant tree house. Okay, it wasn't that big. It was kind of cramped, but it was a really cool big tree house. And I remember there was like a ladder to go up to and everything. There was like a rope to climb up if you wanted to. It was a really awesome tree house. And I remember I looked at her. I'm like, this is awesome. And she's like, yeah, like, let's go inside the tree house. What? You want to do it in a tree house? Is what I said. I don't know. It was very new to me and I was like super down for it. So I remember I ended up climbing up the ladder. She climbed up as well. And when we got to the top of the tree house, I see a bunch of stickers. I see a poster of Megan Fox just up on the wall. I see blankets on the ground. ground. I see pillows. Like, it was actually a really awesome treehouse. And I remember I was looking around. I saw like there was a Game Boy on the ground and stuff. And I'm like, this is really cool. I don't know. I was amazed by the treehouse, like really amazed. And then I got to the point where me and her, we ended up just cuddling and we ended up making out. And well, you guys know the story usually. One thing led to another. We ended up doing the Devil's Tango. So once we were doing that, I remember we went on for like 20 minutes. And after a while, I ended up hearing like kind of footsteps in the grass just kind of happen. And me, I remember I heard that. I'm like, what is that noise? And out of nowhere, I see a little boy looking through the window of his like treehouse balcony area. And he was pointing his iPhone camera towards the window. And he legit was recording me doing his sister and doing the Devil's Tango. I remember I instantly saw that and I pulled my pants up as fast as I could. And I'm like, whoa, kid, what are you doing? And then after that, this girl like looked at me and she's like, why did you stop? Oh my goodness, what are you doing here? I remember like they all started like panicking and stuff. And I remember his friends were at the door watching us. So they were watching us from like behind. And like it was super embarrassing. And what this girl did to this day will always like be implanted in my mind. Because I remember this girl ended up jumping through the treehouse window and pushing her little brother off the treehouse. Like no joke. I swear that kid might have broke his leg or something. I have no idea. This girl literally pushed her little brother off the treehouse. He fell down on the ground. Boom. Like I thought he was dead, dude. Dead. Like I have no idea. So I remember I ended up looking down and the little brother, like one of his friends came up to me saying, nice job, dude. And he ended up patting my back as if I did like a big accomplishment. I don't know. Usually that happens in the boys' locker room, but this guy did it in his friend's treehouse for some reason. And I remember this girl ended up literally jumping down with the rope and grabbing the little brother's phone, deleting the video and says, never do that again. You understand me? And slaps her little brother. Dude, it was the most intense thing I've ever seen. And I really wanted to laugh because it's funny when kids get hurt, but at the same time, I couldn't. I don't know. It's just a me thing, I guess. And long story short, yeah, so her dad ended up coming outside. It was a whole disaster. And yeah, let's just say when, you know, she told her dad that I was from Tinder, yeah, he told me to leave right away. So I remember I got in my car, and when I got in my car, for some reason, this was a really nice thing the dad did. And to this day, like, if you're watching this, the father of that girl, you're awesome, dude. Because I remember he walked me to my car, and when I turned on my car, he saw my gas, and he saw I didn't have much gas left. So he gave me like $50 to fill my tank. What a nice guy, dude. So yeah, I ended up driving home, and from there, I ended up just going back home, going on my Xbox, and saying I did it to the treehouse with the boys. And they all were really shocked about it. But honestly, it was pretty awesome. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. So make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I mention, once again, join the Discord server. Join it right now. Like seriously, you have the next 3 seconds to join the Discord server. If you guys don't, I'm gonna cry. Anyways, like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right. Okay, so one thing I realized is that I do it a lot in public places, and it's one thing that I really need to figure out about myself on why I do it. But I'm gonna be honest here. Back when I was in high school, I guess I would just do whatever I can to get some. Like, I don't know. It was just me. But at the same time, I was a total F-boy. So I guess that's part of like the curriculum of being the F-boy. I have no idea. But I remember one time, let's just say I realized that the Swedish made something amazing. And the Swedish will forever be known for making this, and that's IKEA. And well, that's what you guys are gonna hear in today's story. But before I do get into the story, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I mention that I am currently live on Twitch as we speak right now? So click the link down in the description below and watch me live playing these amazing games and at the same time telling these awesome stories to you guys live. But other than that, let's get straight into this insane story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another insane story. So this story takes place back when I was in actually funny enough, grade 10. This was the second semester, and I remember I was basically getting to the F-boy stage. Now, me being an F-boy, obviously you guys have heard the stories of me doing it in Walmart bathroom, to me doing it in the McDonald's bathroom, even doing it, well, in the all-gender bathroom. Yeah, I know. I've done it in a lot of places, but I think this one place, in my opinion, wasn't that bad, but until I started telling my friends about it, they started being like, dude, like, are you serious right now? And that was in IKEA. Anyways, I remember back when I was in high school, there was this chick that had a really hot sister in our school, and let's just say this chick would never let anyone, and I mean anyone, get near her sister. And I mean, I don't blame her. Like, her sister was hot as hell, but at the same time though, if I'm gonna be brutally honest, like, it made no sense why no one was allowed to talk to her. But then as I started, like, you know, becoming friends with her to kind of get close to her hot sister, one thing she told me that really made sense on why is that apparently she's a freaky Swedish woman. To be honest, I don't understand what she meant at the time, but later on in the story you guys will understand, so keep watching. I remember one thing she told me that really got me like kind of weirded out was that she said, oh well, like, she kind of like enjoys like doing new things, and like by new things I mean like really like weird things. Like, let's just say it's hard for her to say no. What is what I told her, because I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea what any of that meant, but let's just say later on in the story it does make more sense. Anyways though, me and her, we got really close, and then I remember one time she invited me over on Snapchat saying, hey, like, do you want to come over to my house and like come hang out with family? I remember I told her yes because I was already pretty cool with her mom, knowing that she was friends with my mom. And basically I ended up going over to her house. And when I did, I ended up meeting her older sister. And holy cow. Trust me when I say this, guys, you guys missed out. Well, I mean, you guys are on the internet, so me telling you this was probably the most you're ever gonna get. But holy cow, she was awesome. Like, she looked great. She was phenomenal. Blonde hair, blue eyes. She had it all. And then I remember walking up to her saying, hey, like, my name's Bubba. As I like take out my hand and try to shake her hand. But I remember when she looked at me, she looked down at my eggplant and then looked up in my eyes and then smiled like there was no tomorrow. And she's like, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Is what I told her. And then, yeah, my friend or the sister of hers was basically came in through and just basically pulled me out of there. And she told me, don't get too close. She might bite. Whatever that means. I have no idea. The freaky Swedish women, apparently. That's what all I got from that. But anyways, going on. I remember as like me and basically this chick that was my friend and her hot sister that was a Swedish freak, apparently, started like hanging out together and stuff. I remember I went into her room and her room was like really empty. For some reason, her room was like really like just like bare empty. It was kind of weird. It was like you just moved in or something. And then I asked her, I was like, hey, like, why is your room like really empty? She looks at me and goes, oh, like, I'm trying to like buy more things for my room. I just need to go shopping at IKEA. Do you want to come with me maybe sometime? Sure, is what I told her, because, you know, why not? Like, I had a car. I was able to move things. Like, you know, I might as well help out. And I mean, if I get to see the hot girl again, it's no losing there. So I remember I said sure, and basically her sister was really upset with me. She comes to me and says, okay, if you're gonna go hang out with her, you better do it right. I'm not gonna go because I am not going shopping with her because she's absurd when she shops. Okay, is what I told her. And then I remember the next day after school, I ended up going to the girl's house because they didn't go to the same school for some reason. And I picked her up and we instantly went straight to IKEA. Now this is where things get really spicy. Now as we were walking around IKEA, don't get me wrong, me and her, we were like keeping our distance and stuff. But as we went down the halls of going to different like cool rooms and stuff that IKEA has, we got closer and closer and closer to the point where she was literally able to grab my peach. Like, it was weird. And I remember she ended up actually grabbing it and squeezing it. I remember jumping and being like, whoa, like chill. But then she just kept pulling me towards her. And let's just say one thing led to another. Things got really, well, a lot of tension was built up, guys. That's basically what happens. Tension built up and we both knew that we were both in the mood to do the devil's tango. But obviously we couldn't because we were in IKEA. And in IKEA, there's a lot of shelves, a lot of TV stands, there's a lot of, well, everything. Until me and her realized that there were beds in IKEA. Yup, there are a ton, and I mean a lot of beds in IKEA. From twin beds to king size beds to queen beds to even children beds. There was a lot of beds. And the fact that we went on a Monday when it was really empty in IKEA, especially in our town, well, yeah. Me and her, we ended up, you know, getting close together. She kissed me, and let's just say one thing led to another. We literally did it in IKEA in the middle of the hallway on a bed that was laid down there. Yes, we literally did the devil's tango right then and there. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the cameras picked it up and security came, but surprisingly they didn't. We literally had like 20 minutes all to ourselves doing whatever we wanted on that bed. I mean, to be fair though, if I was watching it on a security camera in IKEA and I was a security guard, I wouldn't stop it. Actually, that sounds really bad of me to say. I would stop it. I would. Going on though, I remember I was panicking like as I was going on, and I remember she was just all for it. Like, she was just going basically crazy mode, or should I say freaky Swedish mode on me. And I kind of was like, okay, this gotta stop. This has gotta stop. So I remember I basically like, you know, kind of just stood up and walked away from her. And then from there, she got really upset and then put her clothes on and basically ran towards me saying, excuse me, what are you doing? Like, why would you just do that to me? Like, who do you think you are? And I looked at her and I'm like, you need to calm down. And then I instantly just walked straight back to my car, not buying anything, and her as well not buying anything. We basically drove back home and I dropped her off. But when I dropped her off, she was texting her sister everything that happened back at the IKEA. And my phone was basically getting spammed with messages saying, you did what? With my sister? How could you? Are you serious right now? How dare you do that to my sister? Bruh. She wanted it, is what I said. But honestly, apparently it wasn't enough. Because I remember when I dropped her off and another person ended up coming into my car, and that was her sister. Her sister that told me and warned me about her in the first place. I remember I told her, listen, it just ended up happening. I don't know how these things happen. I'm sorry. And then she looked at me, she's like, yeah, but like, why would you just walk away from her like that? That hurt her feelings. Like, if you're gonna hurt my sister, I told you not to. I told you she's freaky freaky like that? Well, I didn't know is what I told her, because I'm gonna be real here. Back in that day, I had never met anyone freakier than me, especially when it came to the Devil's Tango. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, long story short, she ended up really not wanting to be friends with me anymore, and she basically just kind of walked away from me and basically ignored me for the rest of the school year. And for that Swedish girl, was she ended up going for another guy and doing it in another public place, which, I mean, you know, touche. I mean, we both do the same thing. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she started her own YouTube channel and started telling these crazy stories just like that. But at the same time, a woman doing that is kind of interesting. I've never seen a girl tell a story like I have. But I mean, other than that, that is basically it for today's story. So if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And on top of that, did I mention I'm live on Twitch as we speak right now? So if you guys came to the end of the video, make sure you guys click the link in the description down below and watch me live streaming your favorite games, and at the same time telling you guys more of these crazy stories. And like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.
My name is Baba. I'm still on top of the world. Devil's taken with your mother. Of course, let's go. Should I make it a story? Let's click record. Got that TikTok with 2 mil, hit different with some more. She said she loved me, she kept. Should I exit for sure? I got 100K for my life.